La, la, la. I haven't even practiced this morning.
Hey, how you going? Awesome. My name's Dean Campbell, and today on this fabulously dreary, grey Auckland City morning, I'm going to go to Manurewa. Why? Because of this man, the man I'm about to show you on my t-shirt, Mr. Wayne Anderson. Beautiful. Singer of songs. Excellent. I've seen him performing around town, various things. He supports punk bands. The key thing about this guy is he's kind of a funny looking fella. He's a short guy, belts out all the big tunes, the Tom Joneses, the Engelbert Humperdinks, etc., etc. So he's got this incredible 3.5 octave voice, amazing, and we just want to find out whether this wee character is a potential New Zealand icon. He's certainly a unique New Zealander. We want to find out the real story. We're going to sit down and have a cup of tea with Wayne. So Dean Campbell meets Wayne Anderson. Good stuff. Stick with it, and you're joining us on the wee journey. Lovely, lovely. Okay, we made it, and today we've been granted a special one-on-one audience with the one and only Wayne Anderson. Very, very exciting for me. I've seen him perform at a couple of gigs, and boy, I have not seen someone belt out Tom Jones like that since Tom Jones belted out stuff, and he's still belting out stuff, to be fair to Tom. Meanwhile, it's not about Tom, it's about Wayne. Wayne Anderson. Is that his real name? Is he the real deal? Is that a plane flying over, ruining our shot? Good morning. How are you?
Very well indeed.
It's lovely to be here. How long have you been in this part of town?
I grew up in Manurewa, so I've basically been in Manurewa all my life, but in this particular residence, about 7 or 8 years.
Sure. Okay, so the sort of the main reason that's drawn us here is what's been happening for you musically of late. Now, it's clear from this quite incredible record collection that you've been into music for a long time. Was your family musical when you were young? Or?
Yes, indeed. Mum and Dad and my brother Mark have all got good voices, and they can all sing, and my brother has a particularly good voice.
Yes.
And we all like the same sort of music. Basically music which requires good vocal ability. Yes. And so, yes, ever since I was 2 or 3 years old, I was fascinated with little round 45 singles, played on the old radiogram back at Mountford Street. And right from that point on, I taught myself how to play harmonica and melodica, and I can play instruments as well.
Just predominantly self-taught then?
Yes, I don't read music that well, so it's natural. It's always been an instinctive thing with me. It's been I play any instruments I play by ear, and of course it's more natural that way. About cars, being an eccentric sort of a fella, and I sort of trace this back to why my voice might be as good as it is I used to imitate the sounds of the engines of the cars. I used to get a jam spoon or a stick and pretend it was a gear lever, and walk around and this is a Vauxhall Velox, and I think maybe all that up and down might have, I don't know. This is a melodica. It's just got piano keys on it, so yeah, without without warming up, I mean, I could hit a top C, but it's best to warm up. The top C here, an ordinary top C is easy to get, yes, but I won't get it in full regalia. But here's a low C here. La, and then the middle one is la, then your top one is la. You see, and that's just 2 octaves there, you see. So it's like 3 octaves, you can get down to an F. La, 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 and then you can go. And that's sort of falsetto way above there, so that's
quite incredible,
way over 3 octaves, and that I haven't even practiced this morning,
No. Maybe you could explain the people that don't know what a basic Wayne Anderson sort of performance entails.
Well, basically, it's the greatest singers of all time. If you look at, if you get the Guinness Book of British Hit Singles or the American Billboard Book, yes, of top 40s, or all the songs that have sold 1 million, you'll find right at the top Elvis Presley, and just under him you'll find the Beatles and the Stones and all the people that have sold millions and millions of records. Tom Jones, Roy Orbison, Engelbert Humperdinck, superstars that have had a huge string of successful singles and albums, you know. Those are so it's the most popular music of all time, but mainly vocally demanding songs and songs that have meaning, you know, so that the voice has got to be up front, it's got to be clear, strong and masculine, you know. But versatility is the name of the game. Unfortunately, people like Tom Jones, he used to get pigeonholed as a ballad singer or a Las Vegas act, whereas in actual fact he does raunchy rock and roll, you know, he does rhythm and blues, you know, he does country and western. With his voice, with his type of voice, he can sing any type of music. He does hip-hop, does rap, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
he does everything, you know.
Yeah.
My voice is probably more like Roy Orbison's than Tom Jones. Tom Jones has a black man, earthy, soul, Ray Charles, husky sort of voice, you know. I've got the same strength as Tom Jones and the same range, but it's more pure like Roy Orbison. So I don't have I don't have an affinity with the rap or the hip hop, but I'm totally at home with rock and roll, good solid rock and roll and things like that. But mainly big strong ballads that show off the vocal range. As far as I'm concerned, since Elvis Presley died in 1977, music and particularly vocalists have gone downhill. Well, if you see Engelbert Humperdinck or Tom Jones or John Rolls, you'll get your money's worth because they can reproduce vocally accurately on stage what you heard on the record. And that's the difference between a real singer and the singers in the 90s and the 2000s.
Surely there must be a few singers out there that have, you know, are performing today that don't fall into that category. I imagine there's a few, but you're talking in generalisation. The majority, too many whiz-bang effects, not enough basic vocal ability. I wanted to change tack a little bit. Getting back to the live performance. Obviously, you've got a regular gig at the local retirement home. Is that right?
Yeah.
Every couple of weeks.
Yeah, every couple of weeks up at Elmwood Retirement Village.
Yeah.
It's wonderful up there because the older people love the music that I do, and I bring a bit of sunshine into these old people's lives. And these little old ladies come up to me and they say, "Well, you know, I haven't heard that song since my husband died, and how does a young fellow like you know the words to all these old songs, you know?" And I said, "Well, I make it my business to know about songs that were written and performed before my time because they're great songs."
Do you ever get them up and moving, the old folks?
Yeah, I tone down the sexual gyrations that
Sure.
I do on the late night shows and things like that.
Too hot and bothered.
I don't want them to lose their pacemaker or. But no, I do fast songs. Do I'm a Believer, you know, and Beautiful Sunday, and get them clapping along to those fast songs. But mainly the beautiful ballads, you know.
Ever had panties thrown at you, Tom Jones style?
Yes, I have. Yes, and especially I think it was a Tom Jones night there a couple of years back, and of course they came armed with that deliberately, you know. So that was all part of the Tom Jones because they're famous for that as well.
Yes. Not at the old folks' home though.
Not at the old folks' home, no.
Probably for the better. I just wanted to make one last comment on every time I've seen you, a very unique style, a very unique fashion. I mean, what are some of your influences there? I noticed the big cross there. That's always an ever-present thing. And
Yeah. Well, once again, Tom Jones always wore a crucifix and a similar sort of build, you know, hairy chest, and
yes,
you know, that's
it's all about. It seems to be not shying away from showing your masculinity.
if they come across a bit feminine or a bit like that, it kind of puts me off, you know, and it detracts.
And it's like Westlife. You had Westlife, Boyzone,
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I mean, Boy George, you know, even Freddie Mercury, a great voice, you know, great voice.
Gay, of course.
Yeah, it's not a. See, Roy Orbison and Freddie Mercury have about the same range, but Roy Orbison is totally masculine, you know. That's the difference, you know. And that's the difference. And one of the best crooners of all time is Dean Martin.
Of course.
Great
first name.
Yeah, oh yes, of course. Like Campbell. You got two of the best singers, Mr. Martin and Mr. Campbell, combined. You know, and once again, you see that's where he starts. So obviously his first album is called Along Came Jones. That's 1965.
Look at him there.
Yeah, he's got 24, 25 there, and that's got it's not unusual.
Obviously a hit with the lady.
Yeah, oh, it's great, and there's some excellent album covers. Excellent album covers in the early days. The one called Atomic Jones, which is a 1966 early album, you know.
Just looking at that reminds me of when I've seen you perform live. You sort of almost channel this kind of.
Yeah, well, it comes from there, you know.
Comes from the midsection.
It does,
crutch.
yeah. That's right. That's where the strength comes from, you know, from your trunk, you know. But yeah, all Tom Jones there.
Presley. Whew, that looks like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, that's Jim Reeves. Yeah. I know the words to 1,000 songs, so if I have to do 15 songs by heart, I can pluck any 15 out of 1,000. You know. So if you said, help me make it through the night, it's take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall. You know, the words are automatically there, you see.
The human mind, astounding, huh?
It is. And yeah, normal people have cups and saucers in their cupboards, but in my case, I've got Engelbert Humperdinck's entire collection on CD. Always dust the needle with a little brush to make sure there's no dust on it. And little carbon brush there. The rest on the record like that.
That's the one.
And put it through to. Just got to be very careful how you tread here, because it's being a record, you know, it's.
Not too vigorous on the dance floor.
No, that's so. If you maybe you would just go over there or sit down or stand up.
I think I'll stand. Introduce it for us, perhaps. Just listen.
Truth is how far from a minute on the fire. Go leave a kiss to the fucking dog.
Hey, buddy.
Stick on the gas, put your hand in the air.
When you hear it, something like this, being a singer performing, are you always just singing along to stuff?
Not always.
Not always?
Rather hear him.